Okay, so we would like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks live on Monday, the 27th of October, I hear. We do have a retail shop in Gardnerville, Nevada by South Lake Tahoe, Carson City, Reno area, Northern Nevada. We are open. Our hours are kind of crazy and limited because we do events. So like next week, we'll be at Art Quilt Tahoe up in Tahoe, where their shop. So our shop here will be closed for next week, the 2nd through the 7th. We do these live events every Monday and Wednesday at 4 o'clock if we're not doing something else. Good afternoon, Victor and Mary Lou and Susan and Brenda and Joyce and Carolyn and Jennifer. Welcome, everybody. So I'm just going to jump right to, we have a large sale going on behind us. We do have some Hello Kitty and Jack Skeleton, some baby flannel, all kinds of fun things for today's sale and great prices. First, though, I want to show you the 60-degree ruler demo. And I know I've shown you guys or talked about this. For those of you who are newer to watching, we used to do this demo all the time because by the time you get your supplies, you forget what you were going to do. So I'd have to demo it again and again and again. So I'm going to do that demo real quick. I've got kind of a couple of samples in various stages. So the 60-degree ruler is where Devon's going to have to follow me. And it's kind of hard because out of 4,400 square feet, the dog has chosen right here to park it. And we've tried to get her to move and she won't. So Devon's going to have to step over the dog. So in order to use the 60-degree ruler, the way we're going to be teaching it right now, you need a 60-degree ruler. And you need a border print. So a lot of people have done this as the one block wonder, or we like to do it using a panel. So we buy 7 panels, 6 of which we cut up with the 60 degrees, and then 1 we keep whole, and then we build around it. And I'll show you kind of, I've got something in the works that Devon started maybe a year ago. So as you know, we start our demos with our samples. We're going to finish and then we don't finish them. So we do have one that we sold out of all the fabric. So we're going to auction off the started project. So what you need is a repeat. The border print does, I think we've got like 4 different patterns that works really well with this. You need the border print to repeat 4 times. If it repeats more than that, it's just going to give you a different effect, but I do believe that we figured out that it will still work. So with this, as you can see, it has 4 repeats. So you've got the 2 repeats on this side, and then you have the repeat on this side. So with this one, the tricky part is figuring out where to cut it. I got mine cut up, so I'm going to open this up if I can find where I've got the tag. If you need any of this snowman, it's S45 for $8 a yard. And I'm going to open it up a little bit so you can really get a full effect. For the patterns I'm going to show you, you need 1.5 yards of the border print, and I'll show you why. So the trickiest part is figuring out where to cut it. So you can see here, it's got the bottom of this is at the top, but you don't want to cut here. You know what I mean? You don't want to cut here and here. So what I did is I measured and I did 3/4 from the top of the white. So I took my ruler and I cut off. Oops, sorry, Rem. So I cut off that top part so that I could use that for something else. I'll save that piece for while I'm working on this. And then I took my ruler and basically cut 3/4. So you need a long ruler, well, a straight ruler anyways. It doesn't have to be long. You can use a 12-inch ruler and then just keep moving it. So basically what I did is I measured from the top of the white 3/4 of an inch. So you can see here it's 3/4 of an inch from the top of the white. And then I just cut it all the way across. So I would come here, I would line up my ruler so that I'm at 3/4, 1, 2, 3, and then line it up as far as it reaches, and then just cut like this. Okay, so then I'm going to have to do this on the bottom also. I'm going to have to go 3/4 of an inch from the bottom design so that my 4 rows are the same. Okay, if you have questions about that, type in. Remember, no question is too simple or too easy or too stupid. So if you have any questions on how to cut your panel, right now is the time. So once you have it cut, it's going to look like this. Okay, and so I didn't iron it because we can't get to our iron because we're accepting all the mail. So out of all the 60-degree ruler projects that I've done, I've never fussy cut this because it's always been pretty well spread apart. What I found with this one was that I really did kind of have to fussy cut. You always get a weird piece at the beginning and the end that your ruler, your 60-degree ruler, won't fit. Okay, so you can see here that this one's not going to work because I don't have that little tip right there. I'm like 1/4 of an inch short on this side. So this one's just too small. I don't want to mess with it. Maybe if I had to, I could make it work, but I don't have to. So I did fussy cut. This is where I started because you have to be able to get the angle. So I cut him out. And then what I found is I got, kind of these weird ones where you got like a part of a snowman here, part of a snowman here. But when you do your seam allowance, right, you're going to just have his backside. So after I realized that that was kind of happening, I might have another one that was bad. Nope, those are all my fussy cut ones. So after I realized that was happening, I just cut off a little piece so that I could fussy cut it. So I do have a little bit of waste with this particular one, but I don't care. I'd rather get a better picture. So I'm just going to show you real quick how we cut it. And I should have ironed this, but I'm going to show you. It's almost impossible to get to our ironing board at this point. So see here, in order to get all the way over here, I'm going to get part of this snowman and then here, which I don't really like. So I'm going to just fussy cut it over to this one, and this one is just going to have to go away. You usually do have a few extra. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to line this up here. And I'm going to miss his mitten or his, it's kind of too big for to get the whole mitten or the whole present in, but I think it's going to be fine. So then I'm going to just cut it like this, and then I'm going to come over here. Well, here, I'm going to cut it this way because you don't really want to, so I'll save this. Oops, I didn't go all the way through. When you cut backwards, you kind of really have to make sure you got enough pressure on it. Okay, so this is going to be, I'll use this, I'm sure, for a different project, but just not for this. So now I've got a better picture here. And then you're going to flip your ruler over for the next cut. And I think this is pretty good with them centered. So this one I don't really have to cut. So it's just a few of them that you kind of have to fussy cut. There's one more along the way that I kind of had to do a little bit. Oops. Here, because I didn't iron it, I'm going to pull this out a little bit because I don't want it to be. So this one is still a good one, okay? So when I cut this, you can see he's centered pretty well. So he's going to be cute in the lineup of things. And then this one is still pretty good. I don't think I'm going to trim any off. I'm just going to cut it right there. So you just have to kind of fussy cut, see where it is. If you have to trim off a little bit, it's not the end of the world because you do have kind of weird extra pieces. So I don't know what happened to mine that I had earlier. I had them set aside for this demo, but then I've done 17 things since then. So this is, maybe it's this little piece. Nope, that's this one. Okay, so anyways, once you get all of them done, then as I'm cutting, you're going to have an up and a down. So all of these have this at the bottom of your triangle. This is the opposite one. Usually while I'm cutting, I sort my piles. Let's see here. Okay, so you can see this is like, this one was this cut. This one was when you flipped, as you're cutting, you cut like this, and then you cut like this, then you cut like this, then you cut like this, okay? So once you have those in piles, then you're going to take all of these that are cut the same way, depending on your pattern. So this is why you kind of need a pattern to tell you whether you want to do a swirl or whatnot. Okay, so there, if you want a table topper, there's a cute little table topper. If you want, I didn't cut enough of these to send it out bigger, but I'm going to show you over here when you have more of those. This is that same pattern that I'm doing with the snowman, but with a floral print. So this is what it looks like. And it seems kind of confusing, like you might have Y edges, but you don't, because you just pull it apart like this, right? And then you sew this bottom row together and the top row to itself. The top row is all pieced together, the bottom row is all pieced together, and then you stitch it down the center. So you don't have any Y seams, super easy. The only thing when I've taught a class that's been kind of confusing is how do you line these up? It's not that confusing. So you're just going to take them like this, sew across here. Then when you lay it out, it's going to just be sewn perfectly. So that is this table runner, Triangle Frenzy table runner. So if you need the pattern for this layout, S59, S59. The same thing you can do with this is the Triangle Frenzy swirl. So these all have different layouts. Same technique, different layouts. This one you can add on to make it even bigger if you've got a bigger table. If you want to do a bigger table, then you're going to want to get 2 yards of this. And then this is if you want to do a complete quilt. You can just do a bunch of these, and I'm going to show you real quick what I mean by that. And this is what I'm actually doing with the snowman, is I'm going to turn it into a tree skirt so that you can use it as a tree skirt. Or I might leave it whole and you can just use it as a table topper, but it'll be big. So, so those are your options for patterns for this technique. Just so you know, with my 1.5 yards, these are all of my leftovers. So I can still put together centerpieces. So it can make several different gifts. Unfortunately, this fabric we're sold out of, but I do have some more fabric. So if you're new to watching and you've never ordered from us, all you have to do is type in S56. S56 is you committing to buying it, and then we will put it in your basket. You can come pick it up or we'll ship it to you. So S56 is for the table topper and tree skirt. S57 is if you want to do a big quilt. S58 is the Triangle Frenzy swirl. And S59 is the Triangle Frenzy runner. But I also want to show you, just because Devon's been working on this for a while now, I'm going to tell you he worked on it for one day and then he hasn't done anything. But let me show you what it's going to be eventually. So as you're doing these, this is basically the one block wonder. So you got to keep your pairs put together, right? And I'm just going to, do you see a pin cushion? I had it earlier. Okay, wait, hang on a second. I'm going to look harder than Devon. Okay, so this is 6 panels that I and Devon and I sewed together. So you line it up like this, and then you can you can incorporate the panels into it. So we did not cut a bunch of panels up. You applique these over it. It's going to be really slick, trust me. Let's see. So this one would go here. So sometimes you have it around the panel where it has to be straight. So I usually use my boring ones right up against the panel. But what's great about this is that you are going to, when you go to sew this, and I might pull it up so it overlaps my panel like this. So sometimes you lose part of your panel because you want the 60-degree blocks to just kind of blend in. But also, once again, you think it's going to be hard with Y seams, but it's not, because, and if you guys want a class on this, just let me know. We've done this class a bunch of times. It's not hard. Oops, you got to come out here with this. So right here, I would put one of the boring ones that I don't care that it makes the kaleidoscope, but just so you can get the idea. What you do here is, let me throw this one in here. So what you do here is you sew down the rows. So you sew down this row, you sew down this row, you sew down this row, you sew down this row and this row. So you don't have any Y seams. So you got to be kind of careful as you do it. And you're just going to take this one block and you'll sew it from here to here. Then when you flip it over, this is sewn. And then this one gets sewn to here. Then that flips over. So these rows are all vertically sewn together. So this is sewn here. This is sewn here. This is sewn here. And then you just stitch them up here. So super easy piecing. And I don't remember how many of these blocks we cut up, but I can probably figure it out. Maybe, definite maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to re-look at this. We haven't done it in a while. But this little panel here is, in case you want to do this fun quilt, we took one of these and kept it whole, which I'm guessing is probably this one. So we'll keep these ones whole. And then the rest of them we cut up. We used a smaller 60-degree so that it just was the right size for the small prints. So I think it's going to look pretty cool once we get it done, maybe in another year or so. If you want to join us and you want to do something similar, or you just want the panels for something else, we do have this panel S54. S54 is $6. S54 is $6. And then we do have a bigger panel, which we might end up incorporating in this project also. I'm not sure. Nobody knows till we actually sit down to do it. But we do have the bigger panel. S55 is $12. S55 is $12. And the designer of this is Julia Cairns, who is very popular as an artist. S55 is $12. And there are a few pieces of fabric here. I'm going to put this over this so we can get all of our blocks put back together, but without losing them. So we do have the collection if you're interested in the collection. And our collections, we usually do $1 a yard cheaper. So I think we've got this collection at $11 a yard. So you've got 6 pieces. That's kind of the overall. You could fussy cut this for other things. That's a turquoise background and a blue background, the orange. And then these are just kind of the daily life. So S053 is $66 for 1 yard, $33 for half yards. Back quarters are $19. And then if you want yardage, we do have S52, so it's $12 a yard. And this is Quilting Treasures fabric. S52 is $12 a yard. S50 if you want the fish. S50 if you want the fish. And S49 is the blue background. S49. The orange, it's kind of Monet-ish looking. Woo. S48 is $12 a yard. S48 is $12 a yard. S48 is $12 a yard. And S51 is $12 a yard also. So that is that collection. And I'm going to go read your comments real quick because Devin's still on our phone, so he can't read the comments on the phone. Okay, so, and we're kind of doing a sale today, which we don't normally do. But Wednesday, we're going to be playing bingo. So dig out your bingo cards because we're going to be packing, tearing the shop apart. We won't have time to send out orders from a Wednesday sale. So we're just kind of flip-flopping. And hopefully we do a, I don't know what I was going to say. It's kind of crazy around here. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to go back and read comments. Hey, Jackie and Candy. Good to see you guys. Welcome, everybody. Oh, Jenny wants to see the Hello Kitty fabric. Okay, we're working on it. I do believe it's kind of at the bottom. Oh, sis, I'm excited to see you. Terracotta, I see you. I see you, Terracotta. It looks like you're fine today. I know sometimes we do have problems. Okay, let's see. Go Jays. Kit, is there a game on right now? Because I don't even know who the Jays are. When you post on YouTube, can you title it 60-degree ruler? Yes, Mary Lou, and I'll demo it again for you if you need me to. Hey Linda, how are you? It's good to see you. And let's see. Okay, we'll do a class, maybe the first of the year. Okay, do you have the smaller ruler? Oh, you know what? So with the smaller ruler, you just use this part of it. So you can do your triangles any size you want. So if you want to do, it's like one ruler does everything. If you want to do it smaller, just use the tip of the ruler. Okay, let me see. Here we go, Stephanie. S59, and these really do go very, I don't know which camera is on today. S59 is $10. S59 is $10. Devin's doing Phyllis's job, so I'm going to do my job and Devin's job today. S58 is Triangle Frenzy Swirl, and this is one that really lends well to making it bigger if you've got a bigger dining room table. And then S57. S57 is basically kind of like just making a big quilt. And then S56 is for a table topper or a tree skirt. S56. Okay, let's see. And oh, Blue Jays is the baseball team from Toronto, Canada, 50 minutes from Victor. Well, apparently Kit loves the Jays. Okay, so that is that. And then we have some specials. Let me get the notions out of the way. Also, if you want to join our cornucopia class, we do still have kits. So we do have a class this afternoon from 5:30 to 7:30, I believe. And look at how cute the corn on the cob was. So so we're busy doing a cornucopia. We've got some apples, I believe. I don't know, it could be an apple or a tomato. What's the difference? So anyways, that is what we're working on tonight from 5:30 to 7:30. We can still get you kits for that. And then real quick, I have S72 for $4.95 if you need a little quilter keychain. S72 for $4.95. Okay, hang on a second. Linda, S59, S59, S58, S58, S57, S57, and S56. S56. Okay, then we have a new, they like to do new rotary cutters with new designs so that you always have to be buying a new rotary cutter. So S69 is $23 and it's got a cute little floral pattern on it. So if you need a new rotary cutter, that's kind of a cute one. S69. S69 is $23 for a new rotary cutter and cuts up to 8 layers. Good luck with that. I mean, I'm sure somebody can, not me. S71 if you need new blades. This is a 10-pack for $19. It's by Sullivan's, made in the USA. Quilter's Choice, it says. I haven't tried these. So S71 is $19. That is a good price point. Kit, though, I'm not sure we're allowing you to use rotary cutters. How's your finger doing anyways? Did you make it home already? I think you should be home. S70 is 116 top stitch needles. So if you need 116, this is if you're using thicker threads like for embroidery, quilting, applique, anything using a heavier thread. S70 is $7.95 for superior top stitch, 116 needles. If you need other needles, we have 14, we have smaller needles for piecing also, but I did not get those out. S68, I had somebody in here the other day that needed snowflake buttons. So we've ordered more. It comes with big sizes. And if you look on the back, you can see some smaller ones in there also. So smaller variety of sizes called Blizzard. Snowflake buttons, S68 is $3.95. And then the Mighty Steam Iron, I don't know if Judy's on, but Judy needed her iron that I just gave her died. So she needs a new one. S67 is $44 for the Mighty Steam Iron. This iron, literally, you will be surprised by how much steam it does. Everybody who has them loves them. S67 is $44 for the Mighty Steam Iron. And then I'm going to get this out of the way. Make sure you guys tune in next Monday at 3 o'clock. I'm not sure who I'm interviewing, but we've got, I think, about 16 teachers that will be interviewing. I'm trying to interview all the teachers before Black Friday. So Quilt Show Reno classes are going to open up Black Friday. And if you order your classes between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so the Friday after Thanksgiving to like the following Monday or something, if you order the classes between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you get a Quilt Show Reno Bedazzled t-shirt by Amy. So that's kind of fun. Well, a lot of fun. Who doesn't want to be all of us wearing matching t-shirts? Okay, and then, okay, Mary, I could not remember who ordered the snowflakes, but I knew somebody did. Okay, so we have a ton of border print fabrics. Some of them are a little bit springy or florally, but some of them are pretty moody and fun. So I'm going to show you, and then this one is the most similar to the sample that I made. That I didn't make, but I cut out. S39 is $8. S39 is $8. So if you love purples and lavender, blues, that one would be a fun one to make. The artwork is really pretty. It's a Jason Yenter, I'm sure, is the designer. Yeah. Ethereal by Jason Yenter, only $8 a yard. S39 is $8 a yard. And then if you need a good backing fabric for it, because you want to coordinate, S43 works great together. So S43 is great for your backings, or if you need a border or something, S43 and S39. And then this one has a butterfly. If you're into blues, it looks like a hydrangea, I think. S42 is $8 a yard. I'm going to put it up close so you can really kind of see the detail in it. So this is a great border print. Butterflies. I thought I saw a dragonfly, but I did not. So S42. The other thing that we do with these border prints a lot is we just cut. You can do like a 16 or 18 by 18 pillow, just like this, kind of a square pillow. Or you could do like a bench pillow, just cut one row and do a bench pillow. So those are fun, quick, easy projects to do with the border prints. S42 is $8 a yard. S42 is $8 a yard. And then this is the same print that I used in the demo. It's the same floral print, just different colors. S40 is $8 a yard. S40 is $8 a yard. And then here's some go with it fabrics. S37, S37, S37. We're trying to keep quilting affordable for you. S41, S41, and S38. S38. These also would be great for like a 3 1-yard quilt. And I'm going to show you the books. So Jason Yenter in the beginning, they do books with his releases, his fabric releases, because he does so many of them. You can definitely get 2 yards, Susan. He does, his fabric releases are pretty large, and so they do books with like 6 to 8 patterns using his fabric lines. So I will show those to you. Just because there's such a good price point, you get like 6 patterns for like $15. So a great price point for patterns. I'm not sure where it is in the scheme of things. Hang on. I'm going to try to find the books now. I'm hoping I don't break everything here. It's kind of a, well, I won't lie to you, it's always a shit show around here. Okay, so Garden of Riches quilts, and oh, it's slithering off. Okay, so Garden of Riches quilts is S144 for $10. Here's the project. So pretty easy piecing, some applique. They're very detailed books. Here you even get a lemon blueberry loaf recipe. But just to give you kind of an idea, there's one of the quilts. Very easy instructions. I'm going to get up close again so that you can see the projects that are in this book for only $10. So even if you only see one in there you like, it's worth it for $10. You know how expensive patterns are. We keep getting a crazy glare. So S144 is $10. S144 is $10. Impressions quilt that's what the cover of the book looks like. S141 is $12. If it's $12, it means there's 6 patterns in there. So Devon's got, oh, perfect. So there's 2 of them. There's 2 more. And 2 more. So there's some circle quilts. they're just kind of fun. I would say easy, but then I saw these. Look at those points. But there are some of you that love those crazy points. There's quite a few of you on here actually that love to piece. I can't really relate to you, so I'm just going to take your word for it that it's fun. S141 is $12. This one's called Whimsy Quilts, and you've got a bird pattern. You've got the birds and flowers, pieced flowers, cats, trucks. Here, maybe if I can find, here's the trucks. And then here's the cats. So you could, I think these would be great for scrappy quilts actually, or you can do totally coordinated. Here's the floral ones. So you can kind of see to piece it. It's quite a bit of piecing, but it is a little bit more traditional. And then the birds, S140 is $12. 140 is $12. There's also a seahorse in here. Here's a floral one. I do actually like that one. Again, I probably would never make it because look, that looks like a little bit above my pay grade there. But it does give you easy ways to do it. So, for those of you who know how to do it, I'm sure it's not overwhelming. For me, it's paper pieced. Kit, I know, loves to paper piece. Here's a seahorse. This one I could actually do because I do know how to do half square triangles. S140 is $12. S140 is $12. And then only two more.
I already did those
I did
ones.
those two? Okay, thank God you're paying attention. Charming floral quilts. So S143 is $10. And those are the projects. So butterflies, teacups, just a simple strip quilt. Puzzle pieces are pretty cool though. Here's your simple strip quilt. You might not necessarily need a pattern for that, but it is kind of nice to have, especially since it's only $10. Here is the puzzle quilt. So I know a lot of you like to put out puzzles at Christmas. And you just leave them out for the kids to put a piece or two here or there. So if you have family members that love to do puzzles with you, this is a great one to do. Kind of different. Love. I mean, we can all use a little bit of love in our lives. Let's see, what else do we have here? We must have had one at the beginning here. That's still the love. Here's the pieced butterflies. You've got pieced butterflies. Probably geared towards jelly rolls if I had to guess. And then this is a more traditional block. But I don't know. I look at all that piecing. Oh, gosh. S143 is $10. 143 is $10. I know. It's kind of crazy that you can do quilting and not love piecing. Okay, this is Urban Jungle Quilts. So this one is more my style. Here are the different projects. Actually, there's pretty much all of these I could do. I have faith in myself. I could do all of those projects. The number is S142. 142. Here's an applique. We actually had this quilt in the shop a while back. That was a good little seller. And then here's cars. And this looks about my speed. Look at those big blocks. And that's using the border print. So this block here is a border print just cut up and then the go with it fabrics. So even if you find one focal fabric, you can build off it with your stash. You know, I'm really big into using up your stash so you don't feel too overwhelmed all the time. S142 is $10. 142 is $10. And those books are normally $15.95. So that's that. Okay, I'm going to show you. We did not put them in any order. We should have color coordinated them, but we didn't. So S80 is $8 a yard. S80 is $8 a yard. It's very rich. S79, S79, S79 is a fun little rose floral pattern. And then this is kind of like, what's the name of it? Halcyon, I'm not sure. S78. So you've got trees, you've got spider webs. I think everything you would find in the garden. S78 is $8 a yard. These would even be fun if you do greeting cards. You could fussy cut those out and then put them on the front of a card. Lots of different things you could do with them. Or you could fussy cut it and use it as a border print. S78, S78. And then here's some more border prints, S77. These ones are really pretty rich. Not necessarily fall, but they are a bit more fallish than the spring ones we showed you earlier. S77 is $8 a yard. These would also be fun to do some thread painting on. S77, $8 a yard. S82 is a fun one. It goes with the brights, but it's got little animals on it. S82, S82, S82. And then some go with it. These are good blenders. S83, S83. And then S76, I like. It's kind of like looking like the light is coming through. It's just kind of a fun one. S76, S76, S76. And if you sign in late and you want to rewatch this, you can rewatch it and you can order through Wednesday, I would say. Wednesday, we've got to be packing it up to take with us up to Tahoe. Here is some more solids. Well, not solids, but kind of leafy, but read kind of as a tone on tone. S84. S84. Hang on a second. Devon went to write down orders. So S84. S84 is kind of a moody leaf. All kind of looks hand painted. S84. S85 is the same leafy print, but in a variety of colors. S85. S85. And then let's see. Here's another border print. S75. 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 And kind of a fall print. S65. S65. And we do have kind of an Asian-y looking panel that I think this goes with. S65 is $8 a yard. I'm going to put this off to the side just in case I find it. This is kind of an interesting fall print. It's not the border print because it only has 2 repeats, but it's absolutely beautiful. And if you wanted, you could just use half of it and quilt it, put a binding on it, and that is just one big table runner. You could cut them this way. If you cut it this way and cut across, a half yard would give you 2 placemats. So you could do a placemat if you wanted. A half yard would give you 2 placemats because that'd be 18 by 22-ish. Or you could cut this up and make cloth napkins. They would be cute cloth napkins. A fat quarter of this would give you 1 cloth napkin. So if you're looking to spruce up your holiday decor, this I think is a beautiful one. S66. S66 is $8 a yard. S66 is $8 a yard. That one actually sold out when we took that bolt up to Tahoe. That one sold out. Okay, look, I found the pile of fall. Here's a beautiful leaf, kind of translucent, S6. S64. S64 is a great fall leaf. S64. S64 is a great fall leaf. Gosh, Devon, aren't you so sad Phyllis isn't here? Mm-hmm. Okay, Remy, you have to go away. I don't really try to tell her. She didn't listen. Okay. Here's some more fall ones. S34. S34 is another beautiful burnt orangey. S34. S34. You know what I think, and I don't know if maybe in previous years I haven't really paid attention. I think this year's fall colors is so much more bright and vibrant than it's been in a long time. Like just driving down the highway, the trees on the side of the road are so gorgeous. Okay, here is S27. This is another one. It's kind of got like a snail swirl there. I don't know if you can see it on your side. Hang on a second. I'm going to open it up. So that's what it looks like. It's a gorgeous fall one. I'm going to get it up a little bit closer so you can really see it. S27. S27. Oh, look, we put 850. We started at 850 and then I think I got lazy. So here, I'm just going to make this $8 a yard too. Okay, this is the official $8 a yard fabric sale. And this is another fun fall one. Let me change it real quick. You can't trust us with anything. I probably got a phone call or something, got sidetracked. S26. S26 is fun leaves and weeds and just great fall foliage. S26. S26. Stephanie says yes, driving home. Stephanie was up here from the coast. She lives on the coast, but she came up for a retreat, not a retreat, a different retreat, but she did stop at the shop. Her and Susan stopped and visited, which was so fun on Sunday. But so she just drove probably 88 home through. That drive is incredible in the fall. Okay, here is the one with the fans. So this is another one that is the wider one. So this is not the 2. Let me change this in case Devin wasn't paying attention that I changed it to $8 a yard. So this is the one you can make into a tablecloth, into napkins. This is not good for the 60-degree ruler per se. I mean, any fabric you can get 8 yards of and do this one block wonder. But this is the one that it repeats twice. So you can do napkins, but does have kind of an Asian-y flair with the cranes and the fans. But a lot of the fall fabrics will go great with this. So if you love that, the fans and the cranes and
it doesn't have 2 repeats on the other side?
Yeah, it does. Oh. But it only has 1 repeat on each side. Oh. So it doesn't have the 4 repeats. But you could just do 1/2 of it as a table runner, or you can do it, like I said, cut it this way and do placemats and napkins. S25. S25 is $8 a yard. And this one is, I think these two work well together. S65 kind of pulls out those taupees and the greens, the colors in the fan. I'm sure these were meant to be in the same line. But I told Devin we had to show you guys these before we leave for Tahoe next week, or we leave Saturday. We had to show them to you in case you wanted them. I think a lot of these won't make it home. Okay, here is the fans. S63. S63. So if you need backing fabric for this table runner, these two work really well together. So you can use any of those go with it fabrics, but those do both work really well together. S63, S63. And then I'm gonna have to move. Hang on a second. I'm going to move these over here. I'm going to move them out of my way so that we can show you some more fabrics. Devon literally spent the whole day unboxing fabrics. And okay. Here, this one is a really good background if you're going to be piecing with the fall fabrics. S62. S62 is a great background fabric. Kind of got the weeds, but it's a light color. S62, S62. And then S60 is roses. I don't know if it goes with any of the other fabrics we got, but S60 is the roses. S60. And then this is just a good textury fabric. S61. S61 is $8 a yard. S61 is just a great tech. Kind of looks like a tweed. S61. And another beautiful border print. S73. S73. Stephanie, I do too. In my head, I see so many possibilities for this. S74. S74 is great leaves. S74. S74. And let's see here. S110. So S110 is a great applique. It was a block of the month, but we're not doing it as a block of the month. If you are going to do this, you can use your scraps or you can get some of these blenders for it. But if you're going to do this, just so you know, you need 2 3/4. You need 2 3/4 to do the border print. So if you're going to do this pattern, it is appliqued in the center. These are applique. The pattern is in there for all of the applique. The outside border, though, is one of these border prints. So you could get like this border print to go with this, and then you can just do the applique. If you don't want to do all of the applique, you could just do a few of the applique, and then you could cut this and put this intermingled into these blocks. So I know for me, I love applique. It's my favorite, but I would never get the project done. So I'm probably going to do a couple of applique blocks and then put this in as a cheater, just because then I can actually get it done in my lifetime. So if you need the border print for this, you can get the pattern S110. And if you want to do this with me, let me know. Just say you want to do the block of the month, and then we'll figure out a time to just schedule it, just so that I actually get the sample done. I'm trying to get it done so we have a new sample for Road to California in January. No pressure at all. S110 is $22 for the pattern. 110 is $22 for the pattern. And this border print here is S73. You can go back and re-watch to see which ones you missed in case you want to pick a different border print. S73, go with S74. I'm going to put them next to each other and you can decide. They look like they go together to me. S73 and S74. I would say they do go together. This just has a lot more lighter colors. S73 and S74. This would also be cute. Like if you used it vertically, you could put it onto a jacket, like down the front of a jacket, or I mean, there's a lot of fun, creative things you could do. This one I really love. It's just kind of fun roses. S47, S47, S47 kind of looks like it's been tissue dyed, but it hasn't. S47 is $8 a yard. And then S46. S46 just adds good texture and interest to your project. S46. So if you missed the beginning of this live, we did demo how to use the 60-degree ruler with the border prints. If you need this S110, S110, if you want to make a bigger quilt. You also can just remember, if bigger quilts are not your thing, because I know a lot of us, we've made big quilts and now we're want to make smaller ones so we can make a more variety. You can always turn this into just a pillow if you just do one section of it, or you could just turn it into a table runner. If you just did from here to here, you could turn that portion into a table runner. So lots of fun things you could do. Can you write down, Renee?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to it.
Okay, sorry.
Do you want me to film or go over there?
Sorry.
Okay.
You do you.
Yeah.
Okay, here is this one looks very similar to the one we had before. I'm going to say this might be the same one we already had, so I'm not going to show you it again.
We got 2 bolts of a couple things.
Okay. Okay, I think, well, I'm not going to make any promises, but I think we're done with that fabric. So we do have, since Joann's closed, we have a lot of people coming in asking for like Barbie and Minnie Mouse and Hello Kitty. So we did order a few of those fabrics. S19 is little Minnie Mouse like patches. So if you have somebody who loves Minnie Mouse, you could do this for pillowcases for Christmas, or boxer shorts or whatnot. S19 is $7.99 a yard. S19 is $7.99 a yard for the Minnie Mouse. And S20 is just a fun little farmhousey floral supply company, kind of a cottagey looking print. S20 is $7.99 a yard. S20 is $7.99 a yard. And then, I guess, well, I've got some, I'll show those when Devon comes back. Hang on a second. And then this was supposed to come with a whole fabric line, but it only came with one piece. So I don't know if they sold out or if we're going to get another box tomorrow. But this one I thought would be super fun to do some of the tissue dyeing on. But it's kind of a grayscale. But I think you could take your fabric markers or your pencils and color in the roses. I think that would be kind of fun. Highland cows, they're super popular right now. S18 is $7.99 a yard. S18 is $7.99 a yard. And then we have some snowmen. S16 is $7.99 a yard. S16 is $7.99 a yard. S16, cute little snowman. Great for making holiday decor that you don't want to invest a lot of money in. S16 is the snowman. And then these are flannels. I have 2 flannels. People keep coming in and saying, oh, we don't have any place to buy flannels. But flannels literally take the longest to sell at our shop. So we don't have a huge flannel selection. But S14 is our cute little Bambi flannel. So if you need to do a baby quilt, this is a cute flannel. and I did a demo on a receiving blanket that was pretty simple. Self-binding. S14 is $7.99 a yard. And then there is a cute little snails one. S15. S15. S15 is a cute little snails. It's got dragonflies and butterflies, but S15 is $7.99 a yard. And then for those of you who like Nightmare Before Christmas, we've got a Nightmare Before Christmas, S13. S13 is $7.99 a yard. S13. S13. And then here is the Hello Kitty that Jenny's been waiting for. S12. S12. You've got rainbows. It says milk. I'm not sure why. Fresh. Oh, fresh milk. S12. S12 is Hello Kitty. And then here's also another Hello Kitty. S11. S11 is another cute Hello Kitty. S11. And then princesses, S10. So S10 has the princesses. S10. So if you're doing quilts for kids, these are great, or any kind of project for kids. If you're teaching them to sew, you could do some fun pillowcases with these. And okay, hang on a second. I'm going to move these real quick, and then hopefully Devon's ready to do some trim. Well, I can lift them up for you, I guess. Hang on a second. I know, where's Doris when we need her? She'll be here for Bingo Quilto on Wednesday. Okay, we've got some super good pricing on trims. Okay. I don't even know where these trims came from. All right, here, I'll hold them up to you. S32 is 30 cents a yard. S32 is a light blue color, 30 cents a yard. S32. S32, I'll lay them down here so you can see them again when we get to it. Okay, this one we might have to show them over here. S30 is 3 yards for $1. So it's kind of a fun little zigzaggy trim. 3 yards for $1. Kind of a light lavender or pinky lavender color. Lilac, I would say. S31 is 30 cents a yard. So you've got S31, 30 cents a yard. S30 is 3 yards for $1. S32 is 30 cents a yard. And then S33. S33 is 30 cents a yard. It has cute little hearts on it. S33 is 30 cents a yard. And S28 is 30 cents a yard. S28 is 30 cents a yard. And S29 is 3 yards for $1. So 3 yards for $1. It's hard to hold it out straight so you can really see what it is. S29 is 3 yards for $1. And those are kind of the vintagey trims that have come in this week. And then this one is S138. S138, a peachy color. S138, 4 yards for $1. S138, 4 yards for $1. And this, we've shown you guys this before. This is a reusable tote bag. So a cute little reusable tote bag. We did line it. We put some rainbowy fabric on the inside, but it is a heavier weight canvas. It does not have to be lined if you want to make just a quick, easy, reusable tote bag. I have S160. S160 is $15. There we go. Let's get 160 is $15. I think we've got about 3 of those left. And it does have the instructions on how to make the bag right here. So you can, like I always tell you, trace the pattern pieces or write down the measurements of the pattern pieces and then put that with your directions so you can make bags using all your own fabrics. So the rainbow bag is S160. S160. It is a heavier weight canvas, cotton canvas. And I do have one of these left, makes the same bag, just a different fabric. And I believe we only have one of these left. S159 is $15. So if you want to do a Christmas tote bag, this is what it looks like. We do line ours just to give it a little bit of bulk, a little bit of weight to it. But if you want it to shove it in your purse, I would not line it up if you're actually using it for groceries or something. So this is basically the size of the bag is going to be, hang on a second. Let me fold it over. So the size of the bag will be about this big. Let me find where the camera is. Sorry, Devon was on his phone. S159, S159, $15. I think we have one of these left, 159. And so if you need quick, easy Christmas gifts, this would be that. And we do have a class coming up November 14th. So if you want to do the bedazzled sunflower, you actually can do any panel you want. So if you've been wanting to take a class on how to bedazzle things, this is your chance. November 14th from 10 to 3. The class is $45. S261 is for the class. If you want the panel, S271, S271 if you want the panel, and then S261 if you want to sign up for the class, November 14th from 10 to 3. And we don't have the light on, but I'm just going to have Devon whip over here real quick to show you what the panel looks like bedazzled. So this, if you're new to watching and you don't know what bedazzling a panel means, we've got lots of silks on there. We've got some netting. We've got these flowers here are actually stuffed. So here's kind of what it looks like before you get it all sewn together. I keep that there to demo with it. And then just some tulle on there and different things just to give it texture and because the panels have great artwork. Here's another one you could do. This one is a big one. This one is actually 2 regular size panels sewn together. And then like here is the netting on the apple bag, some silk yarns that are couched on. This here is your avocado bag. So just weird things to give it texture. And we do have the sunflower. I actually have kits for both of those 2 projects I just showed you. The iris, I believe it's an iris, I don't know. The iris and the sunflowers, we do have kits for both of those. And the class again is November 14th. This is the kit for the sunflower. So you get the panel, you get the interfacing to stabilize it, and then a bunch of weird stuff for bedazzling it. S281 is $45. S281 is $45. And that's for that class. And oh, here, I'll wait for Devon to come back to show you this one. This is a Christmas border prints. So if you want to do blues and poinsettias, S23, and then just put $8 a yard on these. That's like your little gift because we're so thankful that you joined us. S23 is beautiful Christmassy poinsettias. It is the four repeats, so you can do the 60-degree ruler on that. S23. If you want to do a fun housey, kind of a village, you've got deers and ducks, a little bit folk arty, but very cute. Houses, same thing. You can do the 60-degree table runner. S24 is a great S24 is a great snowflake you can use for either of those two prints for the background or the backing. S24 is $8 a yard. S24 is $8 a yard. And then we have this fun vintagey panel for Christmas. S01. S01 is $10. S01, yeah, $10. S01 is $10. Super cute vintagey panel. S01, $10. And we're almost to the bottom. We just decided to go a little bit longer today since we're not doing a sale on Wednesday. But do join us on Wednesday for bingo and maybe some auctions. I could not find the kit for this, so I'm not sure if we have the kit anymore. Oh, here, you can have this charger.
What am I going to do with that charger?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Suzette, you already got this border print. You already got the house border print. I'm 98% sure you got this border print already. And then here is the other poinsettia you want. S23 is the poinsettias and flowers. S23. And then S22 is the village and houses. Then I think we still have some of these kits, but I don't know if they're still packed from Tahoe last week that we haven't unpacked to repack for Tahoe next week. But this is a fast and easy table runner. I'm pretty sure we have the fabric, the kit still, but I'm not going to guarantee that because I didn't see them with my own eyes. But we are almost out of this fabric, and I'm afraid it's going to sell. So, like, literally, we have some 1 yards and some half yards left. That's it. But it's a fun, glittery fabric. It's a metallic-y fabric. You can see it. There you go. You can see it. S84, $12 a yard. If nobody wants the yard and you want a half yard, just put down half yard. We might have enough to fill all the orders. We might not. I don't know. S84, we have a yard and some half yards. S133 is slightly darker green, S133. So you can see the two greens together, S84 and S133. And we do have fat quarters. We have half yards, 1 yards, S156. 156, you can see it's got that sheen to it, the metallic-y funness. S156. S157, this is one of my favorites, and this is the last yard we have. It is kind of a red, deep red fabric color. S157, only 1 yard left. And then 158 is that beautiful poinsettia fabric, S158. So $12 a yard. There's a little bit of this left, not much, S158. And then we have a skull. So you can iron this onto a quilt, a tote bag. It is bedazzled. So it's got directions here, hot fix, iron on rhinestone transfer instructions. And super easy. It is from Amy. You can iron this onto t-shirts. You can iron it onto, really, you can iron it onto pretty much anything. So it is a Day of the Dead skull. S21 is $15. S21 is $15. For those of you who did the class with Sandra DeRosa, and you did the Frida, you've got the print Frida print on the front, but this might be fun to put on the back, double whammy. They'll see you coming and going. S21 is $15. S21 is $15. And we just got this one in. I brought all three of them to show you. But a lot of you have the white and the purple, but we just got the blue in. So this is it's a wide border. I did see one of you actually sewed it on to the bottom of her t-shirt. So it kind of makes it more like a dressy kind of a thing. Fun, just fun. S08 is $7.95 a yard. S08 is $7.95 a yard. And they are, let's see, from the bottom to the top, it's about a little bit more than 11 inches. So it's about 11 inches wide. So you've got S08 is for the lavender. S07 is for the white. Not a stark white, kind of a creamy white. S07. S07 is $7.95 a yard. S07. You can always cut around it and make it shorter, or just cut out the different roses if you need them. S07 is $7.95 a yard. Whoops. And hang on a second. We're stuck to my Tweedledee that I never finished. One of these days I'll get them finished. And then Sis Morris, I hope you're not coming up next week, because next week we're going to be up in Tahoe. S06 is $7.95 a yard. So S06 is $7.95 a yard for the light blue. S06 is $7.95 a yard for the light blue. And we did get some new batiks in. Every once in a while, batiks are not good sellers for us because they're kind of like blenders. Everybody's got them. But every once in a while, I need them for projects we're doing. So I had to order some bowls. So we do have some brand new batiks that just came in. Hey, Sandy, it's good to see you. S05 is for a turquoise, beautiful, vibrant turquoise, S05. And then Suzette, do you still need me to show you the border print, or did I already do that? I think I did it already. S04 is kind of an olivey green. S04 is an olivey green. S03 is kind of a more blue green. S03. And then S02 is a limey green. S02 is a limey green. S03 is kind of a blue green. S05 is the turquoise. S05. Okay, perfect. I will, we will. We'll be unpacking boxes. S04 is kind of a more olivey green. And then S03. We'll be unpacking boxes like crazy. And then we just have one last thing. I mean, we had a ton of auctions, but I got two more things. Okay, S17, and I put it at $6 a yard. It is not my favorite feeling fabric. The manufacturers have marked on it $12.99 per yard. I'm going to say it's not $12.99 quality. It's more crafty quality. But if you need this for something, it's got the Pledge of Allegiance on it. S17 is $6 a yard. S17 is $6 a yard. I would say more crafty quality. And then if you do need the ruler, S36 for the ruler is $20. It's not going to be this ruler though. These are the ones Raylene made me. They're not quite big enough. So we have the new rulers on order. They will be $20. S36, not this ruler, but a similar ruler. It's got red lines though. Is going to be $20. So if you need the ruler, we'll get you that. And then I only have one of these. So just the first person to type it in if you want this. S35 is $20. And it is a border print. It's a border print. Spaghetti and pasta, lasagna. So this is what the border print looks like. It is a yard and a half. It's a yard and a half, and it is for pasta night. So if you want that, that is S35. It is a yard and a half, and it's $20. S35, $20. We only have one of those. If you've got spaghetti night. And that is it for our sale. Unless Devon wants to, you want to go a little bit longer with that?
I don't.
Oh, he's done.
It's already been an hour and a half.
Okay, he's done. Okay, so that's all we have for today. But we will have auctions and get your bingo cards. We'll play bingo and quilto. Well, quilto, also known as bingo, the quilters version, on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We love you. Go sew. Post on Fabric Chick Stitch Along what you're sewing. We like to see what you're doing. And we will see you on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Have a great night. Bye. 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 Bye.